Hello boys and welcome to the third lesson on glaciation. Today's lesson is on glacial landscapes and processes. Your teacher should have sent you YouTube clips or the PowerPoint presentation, so remember to access those to help you watch this lesson, which will take about 35 minutes and involves a 15-minute film at the end. I really want you to watch to help you understand some of these features and processes. So, do you remember last lesson? We looked at these moving rivers of ice, glaciers flowing down mountainsides. And remember we talked about snow accumulating high up in the mountains and melting as the glacier moves down. And we looked at some words like accumulation, ablation, and those are really good words to use in today's lesson as we think about some of the processes as glaciers slowly move downhill. Now, as glaciers move downhill, they work. Various processes shape the landscape, and the features are formed by three main processes. The first process is erosion. Glaciers erode material from the mountains and the valley sides. Secondly, they carry this material down the mountainside, transporting the load. And thirdly, when they melt down the mountainside, material is dropped, deposited. Now, this film, if you click the link below, shows you these processes, and I have a series of questions on the next slide that I would like you to answer. So have a look at those questions first, pause this film and watch the clip attached, and we'll go over the answers at the end. So here they are, the questions. There are 6, and the film hopefully should help you with answering these questions. Remember, you can pause this YouTube clip to have the questions in front of you, and we'll go over the answers in a minute or two. I would allow probably 10 minutes to answer these questions well. So, how did you get on? The next few slides will show you the answers. So, question 1 was about freeze, thaw, weathering, and this diagram shows you how it works. At night, temperatures drop, water freezes in cracks, and as it does so, it turns to ice, which expands by 10%, and that expands, that forces open the crack. Daytime, it melts as temperatures rise, and the ice turns to water in the crack, and the crack begins to contract. At night time, it freezes again, and the crack is forced open as the frozen water expands. And this happens night and day, expansion, contraction. And you imagine that that will open up the crack over time and make it wider and weaker. Question 2 was about abrasion. And there's the definition of abrasion, isn't it? When the material carried in the base of a glacier is scraped and rubbed against the rocks below, a bit like sandpapering action. That's a good word to use for abrasion. And as it does so, it wears away and it scratches the rock. And as ice flows downhill, abrasion can erode and scratch away the rock. Well, this was the third question, plucking. So as a glacier moves, frozen parts of the glacier grab onto rocks and pluck them, pull them out of the rock face or the bedrock beneath. And that moving glacier, as it freezes, picks up the rock and pulls it, grabs it, plucks it out of the mountainside, and then carries it away downhill. Did you get the fourth question about why glaciers are dirty? Hopefully you did, because there are pieces of rock, chunks of rock within a glacier as it transports that material downhill. And the fifth question, glacial till, that's the substance that is deposited at the end of the glacier as it ablates, as it melts. And that can be a jumble of sands, rocks, fragments of rock that is dumped, glacial till. And the milky color of the meltwater? Well, that's the dissolved, smaller pieces of rock. Some of the chlorides, some of the salts in the ice as well, give it that fantastic color as that material is suspended within that meltwater. It looks inviting, but remember, it is freezing cold, that meltwater. So, the last thing I'd like you to do today, boys, is to watch this 15-minute film. It's called Ice. And it's a really good film to show you some of the features that are created by glaciers. And do watch this film. It's going to be so helpful when we think about lesson 4, thinking about some of the landforms created by ice. But be careful, the clip starts at 19 minutes, 40 seconds. So make sure you fast forward to that section, put the headphones on, sit back and enjoy watching this. And I shall see you for lesson 4. Take care, boys.